Hello people of Knights Errant and Firemelius in general. Here we have an introduction to Haven and all its parts. There are some missions we can go through here. It's a tour, so I'm going to show you how to get to all these different places in this video. So let's go. We walk up here. We got this nice fountain here, and right here is one of the most busiest places in most of Haven, the auction house. Now, the auction house is where you can sell, put up items for other people to buy, while also buying other people's items. Let's just put in random material. Let's say scrap metal. So you're starting bid, so it's just bid. So make it 5 crowns, alright. And the buy price is 50. It's not really. In fact, I think I'm just gonna make the buy price. Just why not? So we put that in. Now, say about 12,000. One day, alright. And we have to pay 19 crowns here to have it sale. So create, and we now have it being sold. We can also buy a scrap metal. Let's see scrap metal. It's just the one that I have there is the old one, but I mean. Anyway, so we can buy another material here. I don't think I really need to buy it. It's just like the smallest. I mean, we don't really need to, but anyway. So we now go here to the trading hall. This is not as popular as a place, but I surely spent a lot of my time here in my early days of playing Firemelius. Once you get a guild, and if that guild has its own trading hall, then you'll probably spend a lot more time there, because that has a bit more, or a bit less in some ways, but they're different trading halls for different things. So there are a couple things you can do here. There are different blocks you can test out. This timed explosive blocks, just normal explosive block, all that. There's a statue here that's kind of like keys. I mean, they don't have any key, because, I mean, that's just what you just put there, boom. Anyway, not gonna spend too much here. You can explore it on your own, but there is some bots here that are kind of weak. And if you die by one of those bots, you can revive automatically. It doesn't require a spark of life or anything. Anyway. Alright. So we used to have some traps here. Just explore it on your own. So now we go into the bazaar. That's a place where NPCs sell their items. Of course it wouldn't, it's a bazaar, not a bazaar. So we got swords, but usually you wouldn't buy anything from here, because recipes are much easier and much less price to buy than use actual crowns, but if you want, you can buy something here. There are guns and bombs here. Again, you really can buy better guns with recipes. Crafting machine. Now, I'll explain that in another video. Crafting, it's a whole nother thing to learn, but general goods, I mean, I think there are just more recipes here. As I said, recipes are very good. These kind of a high helmet here. These are high weapons review. Armor, shields. Now this is where you get to put on accessories. It's pretty. You have to have a ticket and an item you want to put it on, and your item must be. It must be able to go on without clipping a bit. You got tokens which you get from bosses usually, or there are some more common tokens found in treasure boxes. Forge sparks, rune sparks, jelly gems are one from fighting the boss, and then there are the primal sparks, then the bark modules, rubies, fangs, and armor and seals, which are all gone from fighting boxes. This is the supply depot. You buy various things for various amounts of energy. These are the top weapons that you can get eventually. Rarities, helmets, armor, whatever it is. But you can also trade crowns for energy, which is how you obtain energy normally. Right here, the current best offer is 8,430 crowns for 100, but we have only 907 crowns. So we're gonna have to do a bit of grinding for that. So the unbinding. When you equip a weapon, that weapon is bound to you. You cannot trade it, you cannot put it up on the auction house, you cannot really do anything with it. This guy, if you got the right tickets, and the right amount of crowns and stuff like that, or energy I guess, you can unbind. This guy adds variants which just give your weapons perks, like some of the regular non-status ones are like attack speed increased, charge time reduction. Then there are damage bonuses versus different monster families like Construct, Beast, Slime, and then I think it's fire, ice, poison, status protection, different things. And if you look here, you can get variants on different gear with 1 variant, 2 variant, or 3 variants. And once you put variants on, you can't take them off. This guy over here tells you about energy. Well, he used to. Maybe he doesn't anymore. So with that done, let's go into the arcade. Now, you probably won't be entering this very much, but it might be useful. So here we are. So we got alchemy machine here. It's not any alchemy machine. It gives you trinkets but especially one in the Colosseum, which is a little bit of a PvP or player versus player thing. It has a kind of control point game where there are 2 teams, and you have to capture more control points than the other, kind of like King of the Hill, but with multiple control points. And whoever gets more points on more control points wins. Then there is Glass Network, which is more of a Bomberman type thing. It's a maze type of like place, and you just use special bombs that fire explosions down X, Y, and Z axis. So this guy also sells recipes that are good with Krogma coins, which you get from the Colosseum. Even if you lose, you still get, I think, 1 Krogma coin, but you get 2 if you win. Here we go, we got Errant here. He tells us about minerals that we can deposit into gates, but sadly we can't do that anymore. They removed that when we were reworking. If you deposited when they were reworking the arcades, if you deposited minerals into the elevators, then you'd get crowns from it. So if you didn't need any minerals, which we never did, they weren't sprites in those days, we'd get more crowns just from depositing minerals. And another alchemy machine, these are everywhere. Anyway, this guy tells us more about minerals. He goes into a little bit more detail about how we can open the core if we get enough minerals into the core. The mysterious alchemy machine crafts things that are only available in different events. The Tortodrone event here, Black Cat event here, the Christmas event, and the Obsidian, those we'll maybe do videos on in the future if they come around again. But I mean, they are going to come around again, but it's just a matter of when they come around. So, now that we have done all this, let us take a little trip into the garrison. So, here's the Hall of Heroes. It's where you'll be getting most of your weapons, but if you get weapons that, let's say, you bought with tokens from Brinks, the token trader we had back there, like, if you bought, like, a weapon with some of the boss tokens you got from a boss, those will not be in here, because you have to run to a certain place in arcade gates, which are just really, really long runs. There are four of them that represent 4 bosses that are in the game right now, and there could potentially be a 5th boss eventually, which would mean a 5th gate. But here, this one has the snob arcs. We'll be getting to that soon. But anyway, anything that isn't a boss tokens or is just not. There are some other things that aren't with boss tokens that cannot be found in here, but those are only special cases. There's guild halls, which are kind of like groups that you can join. Groups of knights. We'll be going into there quite soon. And then there's a lab, where you learn most of the things about sprites. And we'll be getting to that quite soon as well. But this wraps up our tour of Haven for now. So we'll be coming back in a bit. See you in the next one. We left off last video in the garrison, and now we are going to go join a guild. Let's walk over to the guild hall and see what awaits us inside. So we have a number of guild halls we can enter here, but the one we are joining is, of course, obviously, my turn. So here we go. Oh. Wow. That name sounds familiar. It's almost as if I've heard it before. We have an invitation, and we join guild, and that's really that simple. Invites to guilds, in much the same way you'd send a friend request. Guild halls and stuff, you can explore guild halls, you can, and if you're a guild master or an officer, you can actually. And even veteran can go into design mode and move things around, but officers can publish. Anyway, you can build your own guild hall if you're an officer or a guild master. It's very nice, actually. Alright. So we follow Sir Wolf, not in any way related to Sir Wolfie. No way that's possible. I don't know how that would ever be possible. Got a nice snipe garden in here. It's pretty nice. It's a recruit. This is recruit barracks. Really, not much to see here except a bunch of beds. Ooh, nice. Our room, cool. Glad we have a room. Not all guilds you're able to stay in. Sir Wolf is explaining how to join this guild. It's quite a nice guild. Ah, newspaper. Didn't I? Yeah, I said something about a website before, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So, we go up here, got a nice little place to sit down, have a chat. Yeah, I mean, come sit down and have a chat anyway. And then this is a bit more grand. More barracks, not ours, but other people's. This is, we have names of people in here. Now this is the war room. This is where all the military decisions were made in medieval times, I believe. But we rarely ever go into this room, even though that's what's supposed to be here. It's quite a nice looking room. Nice room to mirror the one on the other side. We have Firemetal, the accessorizer in Haven Bazaar. We also have a guild training hall over here. It's, as I said, it's a little different than the one in the regular training hall, but It doesn't have as much, but it's more for testing weapons. It's got punching bags where you can test damage on certain monsters, a bot, pen, and target practice. You can explore from your own if you want. More barracks, just really not that interesting. You got Royal Jelly token here. That's a boss, by the way. It's probably one of the easiest bosses in the game, but it's still nice. I have the trophy. We worked hard on that. More barracks, just more and more barracks. I think nice checkered floor on this one. Here we have the library. It's a nice room. It's got a couple of neat features like this summon spook cat, which is kind of spooky, but. And over here, we have well, this is probably the final. This is the final boss so far, right here, Vanity. This is Finery. We'll get to that later. Romulus twins, two bosses, two more bosses. Quite an empty room here. Don't know who that is, but someone's room. Nice chicken floor up here with these. Well, the trophy we've got a while ago, but it's not ours, so it's somebody else's first, because it's someone's room. This top floor up here is the guild. It's a guild master's room. You go here, all the way over here. This is these rooms. Now this room right here is my room. I mean, it's my main account's room, not this account, but my room. I mean, look, Firemetal. This is Jokade, sounds awfully similar to Cade Joe over here. Serwolf, so that must be Serwolf. Again, totally not related to Serwolf. This is Miro's room. Miro's alchemy machine allows us to create those trophies you saw earlier, like the boss trophies. But only if you're an officer or a guildmaster. Can't access those if you. Very empty checkered room over here, and this is Sonic. Don't take from that energy without reading the rules, by the way, energy well. Get kick that. Just saying. Interesting, another boss trophy, Snorlax this time. It's the first boss from you. We'll be coming back up to that soon. We got the Krogmo alchemy machine stuff here, Sullivan and this green guy. This guy allows us to get to the Krogmo, which is lockdown, which is the control points, last network, which is the bomber look like. Over to the side we've got Punch and Vise, some of the other guys in the bazaar. Interesting stuff. And down here below more. Now this is a nice place over here. It's Firestorm Citadel. That's Vanaduke's area. Nice. It's a pretty nice place, this guild hall. So if you join the guild, you can just sit here and hang out. Very nice to be here. Auction house in here, so you don't need to be in the very busy town square anymore if you want to look at the auction house. If you go to the side here, there is an alchemy room. 2 alchemy machines. Well, I don't know why we need 2, but that's just the way the room is installed. You can't move them around or anything, but you can put in furniture. This is more boss token stuff. This is from Romish Twin themed. So you'll see it takes 4 of these to make 1 small trophy, and it takes 4 small trophies to make 1 big trophy. So 4 of those little items on stands, and 4 of those to make a little trophy and so. Anyway, this is the guild treasury here. You come in here to make donations to, let's say, storage, which people can take from and put in at any time. The treasury where you can put in but you can't take out. And you can go to design mode if you're a veteran and above, which you can move things around in. You've got a guild record. You can examine what's been going on. And that's about it. So now we're going to go to the tree, and this is an ordinary way of looking north. But if you're in a rush, you can just say in guild chat, see you don't need to come into the guild or anything, but it's nice to not do this, because it's kind of a thing. Anyway. So that includes the tour of the guild hall and how to join guilds. Please check out some of the other videos we made if you haven't seen them already. I made a lot of references to other videos we've made. I'll see you in the next one.